in Detroit trick. When I step on the scene.
Hello, my name is Joshua Jamerosn. I'm the editor-in-chief of Phoenix Rising. We have today with us our principal, Mrs. Gail Russell-Jones. We asked you, our viewers, on Twitter over the weekend to please ask us what questions you would like to ask Ms. Jones. We have an overwhelming response from you guys, and it was successfully the #2 trending topic on Twitter on Sunday night. I'm here today with our web and video editor, Joey Goddeeris, who will be assisting me in this interview.
I'm Joey, and yeah, thanks, Josh. I'm really happy to be here, so it should be good.
All right, so Ms. Jones, we're going to start off with some general questions about Renaissance and then get more specific with the questions that came from Twitter for the individual groups and activities around the school. So you've been here for over 30 years now, correct?
31, yes.
31 years. So over the years, you've seen a lot of classes come in and out. And over your tenure as principal, what ways has the student body disappointed you?
I mean, over 30 years? I don't know.
As principal.
Oh,
like
as
these classes.
principals. As a principal,
Mm-hmm.
only one. I think I've been more disappointed in the last few years, and not just as a principal, but just as part of the Renaissance community, in that I've just noticed that a number of the students do not appreciate the facility. I will see paper thrown places, writing on the walls. I also don't like to see it. I was looking at the Senate board the other day and somebody scribbling on paper. I just want them to appreciate the facility, because there have been individuals who, just as many of you are achieving now, but they've done a number of great things over the years that has given Renaissance the kind of merit and the kind of academic acclaim that would warrant having a new school. Mm-hmm. And everyone's always so impressed with this facility that we come. I think we would do better to appreciate the school than to kind of destroy it. So when I see people writing on anything, I remember as a teacher, just since you asked, when I first began at Renaissance, somebody wrote something on a bathroom wall, and I was a journalism teacher, and the students were just livid. They were so upset that somebody would do something like that. So it's just a change in what has become acceptable and what's not acceptable.
On the contrary, which ways do you feel that, as principal, you may have disappointed the student body?
That would be up to the students. On any given day, teachers or administrators disappoint students when they don't agree with them, or when they say they can't do something that they think they should be able to do. The students are disappointed. It's like being a parent. You're always disappointed when your parent doesn't allow you to do things. But if I have disappointed them any kind of way, then I guess it would just be that it was something I failed to do that they thought I should have done. Mm-hmm. I have no idea what that might be, but probably in some area where they feel as if they should have a privilege that perhaps the school community has decided that they don't agree with it. So I have to support the majority.
All right. So within the building, within all the facilities that we have at our disposal, there are certain rooms that were designed for certain tasks. For example, the dark rooms, or the clinic, or the media production center in the library. And they aren't necessarily being used to fill their original purpose or their potential. Is there a reason for that?
Well, I don't agree with that totally, Julie.
Well, for example, the media production center is being used as a store.
And that was because it was a space that wasn't being used because we couldn't get a person qualified to be the TV and radio person. If we could have gotten a TV and radio student, it would have been used as a TV and radio production area. The dark room in the journalism room is there because I think because I suggested that there should be one when I was in the meetings. You know, all the department heads were asked, what would you like for your department? And I said, a journalism room with computers and a dark room. It's not being used because you all have chosen not to use it for its purpose. That's why it's there. The dark room and the art room has always been used for what it's supposed to be. I think the only rooms that really have never been utilized solely for what they are to be used for are what we might call the skill labs. The skill labs are computer labs, and ideally all of the departments were supposed to have a computer lab, like the English department would have a computer lab. But there are no more rooms in this building than there were in the smaller one.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to use all of the computer labs for classrooms.
Right.
So that's why most of the foreign language classes are there, because those would be classes that we would hope would be able to use the computers and perhaps use them in terms of language acquisition.
Right. Like I know, for example, Miss Wallace's room, she has computers, but they've all been laid down.
That's something she's done. That is not anything that the administration has approved. If she's done that, that's something that teacher's done, and that's been asked not to be done.
Okay. Moving on. So we haven't been required to wear IDs this year so far, and as a result, no bad consequences have come about. Does this make you rethink your stance on IDs?
What do you mean? I've never been on my stance on IDs. You're required to wear your IDs. You didn't have them. You didn't have IDs
Right.
for a long time.
But
We just finished getting IDs. You're expected to wear them, and I made that
They
announcement
don't have any
on
holes
them.
though.
They don't have any holes in them.
To be
Yeah.
warned.
But you got a little pouch with the paper IDs. And
I'm guilty of
I'm
not
not
having
and I'm not responsible for how they decided to produce the new ID cards. Everything is new this year. We've got it.
So,
But you are required to wear your ID cards, and I said so. And I think we have finished, everyone has finished getting their IDs, and so now you're going to be required to wear. Not only are you going to be required to wear your ID cards, but I anticipate that every day you're going to come in uniform. If I don't say anything to you, that doesn't mean that the rule has changed. That means that you need to uphold the rules. I shouldn't have to tell you to do something that you know you're supposed to do.
so I understand that the district wants everyone to wear IDs.
That's correct.
So, but it's also your stance that we should wear IDs.
Because that's the rule.
But if the district didn't say we need to wear IDs, would you still say that we need to wear IDs?
Let me say, you have always had to have ID cards present.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Present.
You were supposed to, if anyone asks you to identify yourself, you're supposed to be able to do so.
Right.
That has always been the rule. Last year, when school opened, Mr. Bob said that he wanted all the students to wear their ID cards.
Okay.
So you are expected to wear your ID
More
card.
questions from Ms. Jones. When we get back, we're going to start answering the questions that you asked us on Twitter as soon as Ms.